Warning, the following video will contain content that is not appropriate for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck that voice was. What's up, everyone? Welcome back for another one of my Pokemon Battle Revolution rant battles. Fuck yes. Alright, so, gonna be playing my trump card here. Alright, anyway, sure there was some kind of joke in there somewhere. Did a really lousy attempt of trying to make a joke there, though. Really don't know where I was going with that. Or where I'm going with anything, really, to be honest. That's kind of how my life has been for the past 2 years. 3 years, actually. So I would like to take a trip back to see what got me to this stupid point in my life. Because for those of you who did not watch my previous videos, the main topic for tonight, overall, throughout all these Pokemon Battle Revolution rant battles, is the fact that my mom has decided to kick me out of the house, again, because apparently I don't do enough stuff around the house, which again is complete fucking bullshit, because I spent like literally an hour the other day mowing the yard, but, you know, I don't do anything around the house, in her mind. Okay, whatever. So basically she's kicked me out of the house. So, as if I hadn't had a rough time recently, this gets dropped on me, you know, this whole issue with my mom kicking me out of the house. So, I would like to take a look back to see what the hell got me to this point in my life. So, I'm going to take you guys back to 2016. A very, very good thing happened to me in 2016. Up until then, I'd been living with the worst human being I had ever fucking met in my entire life. My stepdad. Unofficial stepdad. Because he and my mom never got married, which props to my mom for deciding not to do that. In 2016, she decided to kick him out of the house because he was a scumbag piece of shit. Which, it only took her 7 fucking years to realize that. I could have told her that at least a good couple months after he moved in with us. That he was a scumbag piece of fucking shit. So, 2016. One of the happiest moments of my life was when I saw him walk out that door and I never fucking saw him again. That was one of the happiest moments in my life. And I finally thought to myself, you know, in 2016, I finally thought to myself, finally, things are finally starting to look up. Things are finally going to start being better for me. And this is such a good step in the right direction for me. Little did I know at the time that my life was about to turn into a cesspool of shit. Because I think part of my problem is that I thought that once my stepdad got kicked out of here, I really just had it in my mind that everything was going to be much better. And that all my problems were just going to magically go away. And in reality, my problems were just about to get started. I fully admit that I was wrong to think that, and that was a huge fucking mistake for me. Huge fucking mistake to think that him getting kicked out of here would solve all my problems magically. Granted, it was a great moment, don't get me wrong. I have never hated another human being more than I hated that fat piece of shit. To this day, I hope he fucking dies. I really do. I hope he fucking dies a horrible, painful death. I really do. But at least he's out of my life, so I don't have to worry about him. So yeah, That was my first mistake, was thinking that him getting kicked out of the house would solve all my problems. That was a huge, huge mistake on my part, because things were about to get a lot worse for me. Alright, so from 2016, fast forward to the summer of 2017, aka the worst year of my life was about to get started. So the summer of 2017. It really all started when my dog died. The dog at my dad's house. He was a really good dog. I always loved him. He had the best disposition of any dog I had ever met. He was so awesome. And then, some stuff happened and he died. And that was a bit tough for me, because for any of you guys out there who own any animals, you know what I'm talking about. I've always felt a deeper connection to animals than I have to humans anyway. They're much better conversationalists in my opinion. They always listen. So that was tough for me. But that, my friends, was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. About a month later, month or two-ish later, something like that, probably closer to a month later, my basement flooded. And the reason why that was an issue for me was because at the time we had a fully finished basement, and my bedroom at that time was in the basement. So, most of my possessions, pretty much everything I own, was destroyed. The only thing I was able to save was basically all my video game systems and some of the stuff in my room that, was a bit on a higher level. Other than that, a lot of my stuff was fucking destroyed that day. I was damn lucky that I was able to save all my electronics that day. All of my video game systems, everything. I was damn lucky. But that hit hard. That hit me very, very hard. But that did not hit me nearly as hard as what was about to happen. Yes, there's more. And for those of you guys who, have been watching me for a while, I'm sure you guys are getting sick of me telling this story, but it really was a huge moment in my life. A couple months after that, after my basement flooded and destroyed, almost all of my stuff, found out that my best friend in the whole world died. Yep. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm not a very social person. I don't have very many friends. I'm going to be straight up honest. I don't. I'm not a social guy. I don't, like to go out and socialize. So, naturally, I don't have a lot of friends. I really don't have any friends, actually. But the one person in this world who I called a friend died. After already having to deal with my dog dying, my basement flooding, destroying most of my stuff, then my best friend died. In case you guys were curious, that is why I refer to 2017 as the worst year of my entire life. Because of those three events. Not a fucking day goes by. Not even a single fucking day goes by I don't think about that kid. Not a single fucking day. A combination of those three things that happened. My dog dying, my basement flooding, destroying most of my stuff, and my best friend dying. all within the time span of a few months. That hit me pretty fucking hard. It really did. You can go back and watch some of the videos I recorded shortly after that. I talk about it. And, you know, I was always me, you know? I always try to keep things positive. I don't like being negative. Like, even doing this recording session tonight, you know? Spending my time talking about all this shit. You know, it sucks. But I really just need to think through some of this. And doing these videos for you guys, you know, explaining some of this stuff helps me think through some of my own personal issues. So, sorry to have to dump it all on you guys, but that's just the way it is sometimes. You know, I don't really have many friends, so this is the only way I really have to express myself. So yeah, after all that shit that happened in 2017, I went into 2018 thinking, okay, this is going to be my chance to recuperate, and I'm going to have a really great year and have a lot of fun this year in 2018, because that's what my best friend would have wanted. He wouldn't have wanted me to, you know, sit around feeling sorry for myself, which is not exactly what he would have wanted. He would have told me to shut the fuck up, grab my controller, and play some fucking video games. I know exactly that that's what that kid would have said to me. But 2018 didn't turn out to be a great year either. Granted, 2018 was not nearly as bad as 2017, but 2018 was just not a good year for me. It started out at the beginning of the year. I was sick for some fucking reason. I had this chronic coughing issue that persisted for several months. It was a huge nuisance. So I had to deal with that. And then towards the end of the year, 2018, that was when I had mechanical issues on my car. Within the time span of a month, I had to have my car towed about 3 times. Which, my car is pretty damn reliable. I almost never had issues with it, but just for some fucking reason, just everything seemed to go wrong. So, there I was in 2018, left bitterly disappointed by how that year went. So, at the beginning of 2019, after the bitter disappointment that had been 2018, something happened to me after 2018. I genuinely lost the ability to care about anything, which is still true to this very day. I have lost the ability to genuinely care about anything. Because after constantly getting fucked for 2 years in a row, after constantly getting screwed over by whatever the hell happened, you know, my basement getting flooded, my only friend in the world dies, my dog dies, I have tons of car issues, I get sick a lot. After constantly getting screwed over for 2 fucking years straight, I just lost the ability to fucking care anymore. And that still reigns true to this day. So now let me discuss the beginning of 2019. So basically all throughout 2019, I had this issue with my wisdom teeth. And I had to jump through a bunch of hoops with the fucking insurance company because they were playing games with me because they didn't want to cover the fucking procedure. So for 5 fucking months, I had to live with constant tooth pain. That was very painful, by the way. I was taking double doses of multiple different painkillers every day. But I held out until the insurance company finally agreed to do their fucking job. I had to have my dad file a formal complaint with the state insurance commissioner. I had to have them file an official complaint against this insurance company just to get them to cover my procedure. Yeah. So after having to jump through all those fucking hoops, I finally got my wisdom teeth out. Took me a little bit longer to recover from that than I thought it would. You know, admittedly. But, you know, shit happens. And so finally, I had mostly recovered. I still haven't actually 100% recovered from that yet. There's still a couple holes in my gums and shit that haven't grown back completely yet. But finally, I was like basically good to go. You know? I was finally thinking, okay, I've got my, fancy new HD recording setup, which is awesome, Finally get to record HD videos for you guys. I got my wisdom teeth out. I got the insurance company to cover the procedure. Like, okay, now I can finally move forward with my life, and things will finally start looking up, hopefully. I was like, yes, I'm on top of the world. Which brings us to this point. Because my little victory of getting my wisdom teeth out was very, very, very short-lived. Very short-lived. Because then my mom decided she was going to turn her fucking back on me. And decide that apparently I don't do enough around the house. And I'm just a lazy dick. And that she's going to kick me out of the house because of it. Which again is nothing but lies and bullshit. So, that's where I'm at right now. That's how I got to where I'm at this point in my life right now. And you know what? I'm done. Like I said, I don't even fucking give a fuck whatever happens anymore. I'm moving out of this fucking house because dealing with the stress of dealing with my mom for the past 2 years has been just one unnecessary burden that I quite frankly don't need in my life. One unnecessary stressor that I don't need in my life. I have no further use for her. I know that sounds dark and it sounds kind of callous, but I just don't even fucking care anymore. I have no respect for people who screw me over and get in my way and make lies about me that they tell their other family members and my other family members as well. I have no fucking respect for that. It's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. So, I'm done giving a fuck. I'm gonna move to my dad's house. And I think it'll be a good thing for me. I think it'll be a lot less stressful. The environment will be a lot better. My dad doesn't have as big of a house. He has a decent-sized yard, though. He has 2 dogs. Well, at the time that I'm recording this, he has 2 dogs. One of them's really old, though, so not sure how much longer he's going to last, but I think it'll just be a good thing for me to get the hell out of this godforsaken hellhole that has really just brought me nothing but unnecessary stress and unwanted bullshit for the past couple of years. I don't know why I didn't fucking move out of here sooner. Actually, I know exactly why I didn't move out of here sooner. I know exactly why. But I'll be explaining that to you guys next time. For now, let's finish up this battle with a nice poison jab right to War Turtle's fucking face. To be fair, though, I had a dark eye, so it was kind of a bullshit victory. But hey, victory's still a victory. No matter how bullshit it may be. Alright, well guys, that'll be it for that one, and I'll be back in a little bit. So, yeah, until next time, guys, peace out.